The energy of dakini is very, very destructive to patriarchy. It finds every little nuance where we as women still slip into the idea that we have to serve men because they have the money. It finds every little nuance of where men feel that they somehow have to be okay with less than the fullness of what a woman can offer when her sexuality is awake. And so it's Kali energy. It cuts through the dynamic of patriarchy, which in this century of ours needs to come to a complete end. And so there was a time before patriarchy. So there's some resonance with the story that I just read this morning again of Lilith. So Lilith, do you know about Lilith? Yeah. So Lilith was in the old mythology of the Jews. She was the first partner of Adam. And she was not going to be okay with Adam just making demands and having her in the missionary position. So she said, no, thank you, I am leaving. And she left to go and make love to the demons. So she spent time making love to the demons, and out of her lovemaking with the demons came the vampires and the succubi. All things deep and delicious. And then the angels came. The angels came, and they tried to convince her that she had to come back to be Adam's wife. And she said, why would I want to? I'm having a great time. You know, Adam could come here if he wants me. And so then the angels tried to force her, and then eventually they threw her out of the Garden of Eden and turned her into this monster. And so very interestingly, in that old mythology, the snake of the Garden of Eden had a snake's body and had a woman's bust and head. So that's Lilith for you. She is the embodiment of the old matriarchal tradition where the understanding was that God was a woman and that this sexual energy could move through a woman's body in this way. The snake was the symbol of the goddess in the old tradition. So very interesting that those of us who have gotten in touch with Kundalini energy, you know how that energy moves. Yeah, in the African shamanic tradition, there is a similar energy. It's called the mandao. The mandao is a water snake that comes through the person's body, and it kind of dances like this. So she's sitting in the water, and this energy is coming up through her, and it's Kundalini in the African version of that. So making love to angels and demons, that's the title of my talk. That is what I do as a dakini. And I want to explain to you more about how that works. First of all, what is it that I bring to the world as a dakini? All that I bring is not what I do, or the skills that I have, or the techniques that I have learned. I bring my being to the world. And my being is what has awoken in me, what has woken up, what has been cleared out of the unconscious, what is able to expand into the fullness of who I really am, what is able to awaken in you the fullness of who you are, that there is no separation between you and me, that there is no separation at all in the world. There is only this, which is this life, which is pulsing through us. And so that's my main job. My main training as a dakini is the purification of my being. Because that's all I have to offer. I have nothing else to offer. And then when people come to me, what they get presented with is an opportunity for me to make love to their demons and to their angels.